back in here if you don't mind being third of the way up here. All right, we're so happy to have you all here with us today. We know this time of year is very busy, very action-packed, and there's lots of things you could be doing, so we're really glad that you're here. The first order of business is we need our official welcome from the City of Englewood. So I'd like to introduce you to Mayor Randy Penn.
Thank you, Sharon. You know, this is, I had the opportunity on Wednesday to go to one of our elementary schools, and I always have a question and answer for the young students there, and they said, well, what is one of your best parts that you do as mayor? And all they have to do is be here, and they can find out what one of my best parts is. And gosh, you guys are amazing. It is so fantastic, the things that you do, whether you're the recipient or the trainer or the parents, you're all to be congratulated. What a great opportunity. I am just thrilled that we can continue having Freedom Service Dog here. Sharon, we love you here, so make sure you continue coming back. And you know, as mayor, we have to, of course, vote for everything. One of those things you have to do. You just can't make decisions. And it is not a decision from our council to support this organization, to make sure that we get Hampton Hall for graduation, that we get the Pirates Cove for our big splash, our last dash splash. And we are, again, lucky to have you here, and we encourage you to stay in Englewood. Please spend your money in Englewood too, by the way. But thank you so much. I hope to talk to a lot of you afterwards, and let's have a great time today.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to do a few introductions here. Let's see. And if I miss anybody, kind of wave at me, will you? But we have some kind of special guests here today. Chuck and Meg Bryant. Will you guys raise your hand? Okay. Chuck and Meg have been helping with the organization for many years. They donated a dog 12 years ago, Nari, to our client Tanya, who's here, and Nari is with us today too. They now have her as a retired service dog, and Tanya has a new service dog. They also donated a dog, Kona, that is still working, and we just love to have you come and love you to have you share in our festivities. So Chuck and Meg Bryant. We also have a couple representatives from our good friends at the Kong Company. Joe Markham, I don't know where you guys got off to. Okay, he's waving in the back, and Mark Hines. Mark Hines is the behavioralist, and Joe Markham is the inventor of the Kong and owner of the company. So we're glad to have you here. All right, I've literally run into two board members, Walter Ernst and Jim O'Brien. Will you guys wave? And who else is here? All right, two. And how about, will anyone who volunteers for Freedom Service Dogs? Yay! We love you all. I repeat, every single graduation, it wouldn't work without all the volunteers, because we certainly don't have the unlimited checkbook that would allow us to hire everybody to do all the things that you do. So we appreciate you greatly. And hopefully you'll all show up at Thursday night at our volunteer appreciation event at FSD. 6 o'clock, is that? Am I right? 6 o'clock on Thursday night at FSD. Okay. And then last but not least is our fabulous staff. So will everybody who trains, cleans kennels, raises money. All right, I'm going to introduce our guest speaker, and a huge apology to Ed because we misspelled Holtfleur. I think it's a nice Dutch name, and it's actually spelled, get this now, Holtvluwer. So I wrote it down as Holtvluwer so that I would phonetically be able to pronounce it, and we typed it up that way in the program. So I apologize to Ed, but we do know how to spell his name. Ed and his wonderful son, Michael. Michael got a service dog from Freedom Service Dogs about a year ago, and Ed is going to talk to us a little bit about what it's like a year after getting your service dog, what the changes are to your family. So, Ed Holtvluwer.
Thank you, Sharon. Yeah, it was exactly a year ago that Michael and his dog Fender, Michael sitting in the back there with a Bronco jersey on, graduated from Freedom Service Dogs. And since then, we've had kind of a dramatic change in our family. As a caregiver, Michael has dystonia, and it's a central nervous system disorder, where his brain sends unwanted signals to his muscles that cause him to twist and or contract. And he has a little bit of difficulty walking. So one of the things that Fender does for him is Fender wears a little harness. It's not a brace and balance, but it's a little harness that gives Michael support when he's walking. And just that little bit of having the dog next to him and hanging on to him has greatly improved his walking. So we're very happy about that. The other thing that Fender brings is companionship. And Fender goes everywhere that Michael goes. Michael goes to the bathroom, Fender goes to the bathroom with him. He doesn't go to the bathroom but he comes in with him. But he follows Michael around the house, and in some rare cases where Michael has to leave and he can't take the dog with him, Fender just stands at the door, and then he goes around in every room and looks in every room in the house for Michael. And then he finally comes and sits down next to me or my wife and waits for Michael to come home. As a caregiver, we found that it's my job and my wife's job got easier having Fender around, because Michael just devotes his attention to the dog, and the dog devotes his attention to Mike. We go to King Soopers, or we go to Target or Walmart, and people will look at Mike and his dog and they'll say, "What kind of dog is that?" Or, "What's your dog's name?" And Michael will reply back, and they'll start a conversation. And in the past, Michael was kind of a quiet, introverted kid, and we've seen a big difference now when he goes out in public or even at home. He talks a lot more, he's a lot more verbal. It's really changed his life. The other thing that we've noticed is the personality of the dog keeps amazing and entertaining us. Every morning, Michael and I wash the dog's face. It's a white dog, and his tears are dark, and they tend to drip down the side of his face. So we wash the dog's face with a warm washcloth. We brush him, and then we brush his teeth with the little pads. They taught you how to do that in training, I assume. And he really doesn't like his face being washed. So as soon as we get him upstairs in Michael's bathroom, he goes right to the wall where the towels are hanging, and he puts his head behind the towel so he can't see us, and then he thinks we can't see him. So we have to coax him out of there to wash his face and brush him, but he continues to amaze us. Michael spends a lot of time with the dog in the family room. If we're watching TV, Michael's on the floor with the dog, and the dog is licking his ears, and Michael's petting him, and then they play tug of war. The other thing that the dog does, he loves to play with the ball. Throw the ball, and he'll run and get it, and he'll do that all day. So he'll come up to Michael, and he'll drop a ball in his lap. And if Michael's not feeling like playing ball with him, he'll go to my wife and drop a ball in her lap. And if she's not feeling like it, he'll come over to me and drop the ball in my lap, and then look at us with those big brown eyes and say, "Come on, won't you play with me?" And so he continues to entertain us, and we just love having him around. The other things that he likes to do is close the door. I don't know if any of you have learned that, if your dog knows how to do that, but he will close the door as long as you'll stand there and open it for him. And the other thing he likes to do is find dad or find mom. And Michael will be downstairs and he'll say, find dad, and he'll run. I'll hide in one of the rooms upstairs, and he'll run upstairs and look in every room until he finds me. And then he wants to do it again, and again, and again. So he's really changed our lives, and we're in love with him, and I think he loves being with us. One final thought that I wanted to share with you. A couple months ago, you know, when you have the first year you have a dog, you need to write a monthly report. And one of the questions on the report is, what has this dog done to improve your life? And so Michael and I were talking about it, and I said, Mike, what do you want? How do you want to answer this? And he says, Dad, you know what? He says, it used to be that when I'd go out in public, like to King Soopers or Walmart, he says, people, especially young children, would stare at me because I walk funny. I walk differently. He says, now, whenever I go out in public, people look at me and my dog and they smile. His whole world has changed. So it has been just spectacular. So thank you, Freedom Service Dogs. Thank you, all the volunteers. You really made a difference in our lives. Thank you.
Thanks, Eddie, for that heartwarming discussion. Whew. All right. It's time now to start the graduation. We have 19 service dog teams graduating. That's a lot. So we have divided them into 3, for lack of a better term, flights, and we're going to do it in 3 separate groups. For those of you that are maybe new to the organization, we provide service dogs for children with autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, special, nerve disorders. We also provide adults service dogs for spinal cord injuries, MS, MD, stroke, where they need some extra help. We also have our military program where we provide veterans with physical and or post-traumatic stress disorder, traumatic brain injury dogs. We also have a program in conjunction with Denver University and their Graduate School of Social Work. When the students are in the second year getting their master's degree in social work, they declare a specialty, and that could be children's counseling or marriage counseling or addiction counseling or whatever, but they have added one in the last 10 years called animal-assisted therapy. So if there is a student that's graduating with their master's of social work degree who wants to have a dog to use in their therapy, we work with them, find the dog, work with them to train the dog to be of use to them in their program. So our first flight that's graduating today are the professional therapy dog teams. Will you all take the stage, please?
Come on, let's go.
And also, will the shelters come up and the trainers come up who have dogs in the professional therapy dog flight? We have the first 2 therapy dog teams that are on your program are Lori and Nutmeg, and Nutmeg came from Weston County Humane, and Vicky and Cashew, who came from Longmont Humane. Lori and Nutmeg and Vicky and Cashew are not here. They are professional social worker therapists in the Newtown, Connecticut area, and as this is the first anniversary of that tragedy, they are using their dogs in their work with children in Connecticut. So Lori and Nutmeg and Vicky and Cashew are not here. But we have Emily and Atka on the end, Ashley and Jammer, Sarah and Paisley, Sonia and Puma, Katia and Spooner, and Teresa and Bravo. And let's see, we'll start with Bree.
So first, I would like to thank all of our therapy students for your lovely dedication and care of these wonderful dogs. Kathy, one of our trainers, has in the past few years now been teaching the DU students how to work with their dogs, all the things they might need to know, so she has a couple things she'd like to say.
Therapy dogs bring the physical and emotional benefits of human-animal interactions to people in a variety of settings. All of our dogs are gifted in different areas. Where one dog may be great at brace and balance, another may have a calling to work with someone with PTSD. The same is true of the dogs we choose for the therapy dog program. Their strengths lie in another area, that of comforting and the snuggle factor. Our program at Freedom Service Dogs trains students in the Animal Assisted Therapy program at DU to train their own dogs that have been selected with those qualities in mind. Each of these wonderful students has worked with their dogs to teach them the commands that they needed to pass the CGC test. They've also worked on many other tasks that will enhance their work with clients in many areas serving our communities. Sometimes they will provide comfort to an emotional client. They may help an older individual with dexterity problems to exercise their hands by brushing them. They may just cuddle or put their paws in someone's lap. They may bring them a box of tissues. They may work with an at-risk student doing agility and helping that child realize their potential and worth. Each of them has a unique career ahead of them.
So first, as we said, we have Emily and Atka, and Atka came to us from a shelter in Clinton, Missouri. Unfortunately, they were unable to make it here, but Atka used to be named Max, and I got an email about him one day saying that the woman who ran the shelter, that he was an owner surrender, and she'd never met a dog quite like him. And she said, I think he'll be great for you because the owner that had to surrender him, she financially was unable to keep him, but she said that some of the things that he was doing before she had to give him up were pretty incredible. She recounted to me that I believe she had asthma, and he would go and retrieve her purse and bring her purse with her inhaler in it to her without having been trained. Also, at one point, she had fallen and wasn't able to get back up, and he dragged a blanket over to her so that she would stay warm on the floor. So Atka started his life with that drive to please and to nurture, so he was kind of born to this. Atka was trained by Brienne and was in class with Kathy.
Atka always had a great desire to investigate all around him. In Emily, he has found the commitment to work with her in bringing comfort and healing to others. Emily will be working with children who have experienced trauma, and Atka will be providing the comfort that they need.
Nice to let the students speak for a minute.
I didn't really have anything prepared to say, but thank you, Freedom Service Dogs, for matching me with my new best friend. He's been quite therapeutic for me as well. He currently works at Mount St. Vincent Home, and it's a day treatment and residential treatment, and he has 4 clients that he meets with every Friday, and it's just amazing to see the special bond he has with each of them. They really love him and look forward to seeing him every week, and he is really making a difference in their lives. So thank you for Atka.
Next we have Ashley and Jammer came to us from the Prison Trained Canine Companion Program.
Hi, my name is Darlene McGinnis. I work with Debbie Stevens and the Prison Trained Canine Companion Program. Jammer came to us from a shelter in
South Dakota, Mount Rushmore. The situation there is the manager originally came from Pueblo, and so when she finds a special dog, she sends them to us, and Jammer was one of those special dogs.
Yeah, he was trained by a handler of mine at Denver Women's by the name of Lori Foster, who actually about a week ago just made community and is at a halfway house, so we wish her luck. So I didn't really get anything from her, except I do remember Jammer when he came in, and he was just a neat dog, and I identified him right away as hopefully a good therapy dog. I know that he was very sweet and very silly and very loyal, so and very friendly, so good luck with him.
I also don't have a speech prepared, but I love Jammer. He's definitely my best friend. Currently, he's at Project Rise with me right now, and we're working with doing counseling for mental health and addiction treatment. so I plan to stay working with that population.
So Jammer is quite the character. He's always keeping Ashley on her toes. But Ashley's been right there working with them. They work together to meet the challenges ahead of them, so congratulations.
Next we have Sarah and Paisley. And Paisley came to us from the North Platte Animal Shelter, was trained by Brienne, and went through class with Kathy.
Paisley never met anyone she didn't want to greet, and just look at that face. You can't help but feel better just looking at her, and her smile is matched with Sarah's enthusiasm. Sarah is working with elementary kids, and I can't think of a better group for Paisley to be involved with.
Thank you, Freedom Service Dogs, for matching me with Paisley. She is definitely my best friend, and she has a lot in common with elementary school students, so that is definitely a very good match. We work on lots of things like attention and safe hands and feet, things like that. But she has been going with me on Fridays to Mission Viejo Elementary, and she's doing a wonderful job with the kids there. They love her. They're already asking me every day, is Paisley coming today? So she's a hit, and she's made me very happy. So thank you for letting me have her.
Next we have Sonia and Puma. And Sonia is actually one of our wonderful interns at Freedom. They've been of great help to us. And Puma came to us from Foothills Animal Shelter. He was also trained by Brienne and in class with Kathy. Oh, right, sorry. Brienne actually was taking over the class for our interns, so Puma was with her.
So Sonia has been a fabulous intern the whole time she's been with us, and I am very excited that one of my favorite trainees is going with such a good person. Puma's just been living with Sonia for about a week now, and you know, they're having some challenges because Puma loves Sonia so much, he can't stand it when she walks away. But Sonia's sticking it out and working with it, and I think they're going to make a great team. Puma works in our Positive Connection program, and although he might not always get the command correct, he'll at least make you laugh while he tries to do so.
I just want to thank Freedom Service Dogs. It's been a wonderful experience to be interning with them, and to have Puma ever since I saw him the first time with his pink nose and his big paws. So I've been really happy and ready to work with him and ready to work with At Risk Youth.
Next we have Katya and Spooner. Katya is also one of our interns. Spooner came to us from Paws for Life, which is the shelter down in Pueblo that we work with. And she was trained by Kathy and in class with Brienne.
So Katya again is one of our, again, fabulous interns who has actually been with us since the summertime, so she kind of got a head start above everybody else. I think that Katya and Sonia are going to make this therapy dog class pretty easy with all of their previous knowledge. Spooner went through prison, so she's actually had a lot of training. She's making it easy for Katya. But Spooner is the kind of dog who always is ready to wag her tail and make you smile, and I think they're going to make a great team with our at-risk youth as well.
And Spooner was one of our dogs that went through the prison training program as well.
That's okay. So Spooner went out to Sterling to the guys, to a handler by the name of Mr. Saunier, and he's still there amazingly after Spooner. And what he said to me was, what he asked me to read to you was, so much fun to train and so much energy. He says if there were 3 of me, he still couldn't tire her out. And you laugh because you all know. Let's see, eager to please most of the time. We did call her the diva. And a real cuddle bug, worth a million smiles for sure, and I'm sure she'll do well at whatever her new job is.
So I also didn't prepare anything, but I've only had Spooner for a little bit less than a week. And she's been great fun to have at home. I have another diva dog at home too, so they're perfect for each other. And we've done a bunch of groups together so far, and she's great with the kids that we work with, perfect for their energy. she matches them greatly. So I'm excited to see what she can do more and challenge her a little bit and hopefully find some way to tire her out so she sleeps through the night. Like my baby.
Next we have Teresa and Bravo. And Bravo came to us from Weston County Humane and was trained by Joe, who was in class with Kathy.
Bravo's name when he was with our shelter was Haas. I have no idea why. He has a kind heart and a wonderful spirit, and this dog was more than willing to do anything that you ask of him. And he was outside, and I noticed him, and he has wonderful eyes, and you will never forget that dog's eyes. He is just a kind dog, and I asked Teresa if she would be kind enough to every day give him a kiss for us, just to let him know that we still love him.
Just a little bit about Bravo. When I first got Bravo, it was a mighty nice thing to have happen, because Bravo was one of those really, really happy dogs that never gave me any problems whatsoever with any of the training that we put him through. He was always extremely excited about his work day. He was always extremely excited about his playtime. It was just a real heartbreaker when we found some things that wouldn't be right for him to continue in the service dog. I'm so pleased and so proud of his trainer here also that he has gotten into the therapy program, because he is perfectly that type of dog. He will please and make any person that is around him happy. So thanks, FSD.
So Bravo is a big guy full of love and compassion. He and Teresa are quite a nurturing team ready to take on the world. Teresa is working with hospice, and I can't think of a better team to be out there working with those clients.
Okay, I just want to say thank you very much to everyone at Freedom Service Dogs. It has been a journey for us, and Bravo has started going to hospice with me. He's doing very well, and he's also learned to tolerate one of my cats. Thinks that Bravo is his best friend and his therapy tool. And so Thumper and Bravo curl up on Bravo's bed whenever they're at home together, whether Bravo wants it or not. So he is good all around. So thank you very much.
All right. Will you please congratulate the Winter 2013 Professional Therapy Dog team?